Hello and welcome to something a bit different and also kind of mediocre. Last night I received the press release from AMD. Well, someone working at the place I work at, which makes clickbait, received the press release from AMD and I was told to publish it. And I did publish it, but maybe I didn't publish exactly what they wanted. The press release was about the impact that the Polaris series has on the environment, like what would happen if people actually use the Polaris series, the RX 480. If this was widespread, what would happen? Well, according to AMD's study, about 1.9 million metric tons of carbon dioxide would not enter the atmosphere every year. So every year we would get about 2 million metric tons of carbon dioxide not released in the atmosphere. That's a lot. That is a lot. That is 1.92 billion kilograms. Now, this is assuming that all that energy used to power the studio cards is generated by burning fossil fuels and not by wind, not by hydroelectrical dams. Sorry, it's a bit late at night, and not by solar or nuclear. That's one assumption, but that would offset about 500,000 automobiles being on the road. That would offset the lack of 88 million trees. That would be enough power to cover the consumption of 290 average American homes. That would save people, like the people that are paying for power every year. That would save them over $350 million. Now that is a lot. Like, this card can save you 350. Yeah, this card can save you 350 million. No, it can't. So I didn't actually publish that because that would have been completely stupid. No, what I don't actually show in this press release, you have to go to the study. I'll show that to you soon. Is exactly how many people would actually have to buy this card for this to happen. And they say it's an upgrade cycle. And what is an upgrade cycle, you may ask? Well, an upgrade cycle is, if we go down the list, around here, down. Oh yeah, there it is. An upgrade cycle is approximately everyone that bought a performance video card in 2015. That's around 15.8 million people. Now, I ask you this. Why would you make a study showing that, hey, if everyone that buys video cards, everyone, and I mean everyone that buys video cards in a year bought our card, then the environment is saved, global warming is gonna be dead? It's not just me. Like, that does seem like a bit of a stupid way to market your card, isn't it? I mean, especially since, well, let's look at something. This is a review of the RX 480 made by PCPer. It's a great site. It's handled by people that know what they're doing, and they've concluded that the RX 480 draws that's a very good performance per watt, and it draws about 150 watts to 155, which isn't that much compared to the R9 390, to which this study also compares it, which they compared it in a very interesting case, like 4.4 hours of gaming per day, which it's quite funny because the press release they sent actually shows 2.4 hours, which was a bit kind of, who plays only 2.4 hours with the performance card? That doesn't make sense, but here it does actually make sense. They have this very nice chart which shows exactly how much power your PC actually gets out of the wall socket when it's off, which is why you should really power off your PC, like unplug it, close the thingamabob, the PSU, so you can be sure that you're not drawing power from the wall. So they compared it to this, which is okay because that's the last generation. It was a very hungry card. That thing went all the way up to 275 watts. This one reaches around 155. That's in really very demanding situations. And now we're gonna take a look at the next few words. 5 watts lower than the GTX 970. Okay, I appreciate AMD's commitment to better efficiency. Like they have this thing about reaching 25 times efficiency improvement by 2020. They've made I believe there were 3 videos like this. One of them was posted about 2 years ago, and I can't seem to find it. I wanted to find it because I actually had one of the top rated comments on that one that stated something like, well, were you thinking about efficiency and the environment when you made the FX 9000 series? Because those CPUs, you know them, right? Those CPUs would consume over 200 watts. And if you didn't have a motherboard that had really beefy VRM, it would just fry it. So reaching 25 times improvement when you're starting from, those really very demanding in terms of power consumption CPUs and a GPU like the R9 390 with 275 watts, getting to 25 times efficiency, that doesn't sound exactly impossible. Though it may be a bit hard because it's gonna be not easy to go to 7 nanometers with all the problems they've been having at Intel and at other places. But still, that's a lofty goal. And yet, not only is it a kind of I wouldn't say dishonest, but a bit kind of what the hellish? Like, what the hell are you talking about to say that if everyone on the goddamn planet buys our video card, it would offset 500,000 automobiles? But if people get a 970, it would do the same thing. Or you wanted something better? If you get a 1060, which has similar performance, like you can see here, they have similar performance according to the reviews that have been posted. This one pulls from 105 to 110 watts from the wall, which is less than the 155 that the RX 480 pulls. Also, yeah, true, this is a more expensive card, which is why the 1060 has a $200 version, which consumes, just about the same amount, but performs a little bit less. The two cards are kind of similar. I mean, the RX 480 does better in Vulkan and DirectX 12 because it's actually made for future tech, and the GTX 1060 does better in DirectX 9 and 11 because Nvidia continues to lie about what they actually support. Still, they made a press release touting how power efficient this thing is when everybody knows that the competition has better efficiency, like a lot better efficiency, much better efficiency. It's not even worth the effort. What does the I believe it was around here somewhere, the 1070. Yeah, the 1070 consumes under 480 in a DirectX 12 game. Yeah, the 1070. Yeah, I know it's more expensive. Still, imagine how many more of those cars you would offset by consuming just 10, 15 watts less. A lot. Maybe 1,000. This seems to me like a really bad way to market your card and kind of desperate. Like, really desperate. I had hoped that AMD was past that, because AMD in the past has had some, I wouldn't say awful, but I would say abysmal marketing tactics. Like, take for example this thing called the Fixer they had in 2013, where, this guy shows up and starts, bashing video cards that belong to Nvidia and computers and all sorts of stuff. It was a cringeworthy thing that just this is something a 12-year-old with a grudge would do, not a billion-ish, more billions company would actually do. Like, now this isn't as bad as that Fixer debacle. They made 3 of those. They made 3 of those. I can't fathom why. This isn't as bad, but still, It's like saying, hey, do you want to help the environment and have a powerful video card that's also kind of affordable and go completely eco-friendly green? Get an NVIDIA 1060. Because it would be better for the environment. That's what they're saying with this study. Like, that is what they're saying. If everyone bought a 1060, imagine how better off the environment would be. Really. Or if they bought a 1050, which should probably be released in a couple of months, and I'm quite certain it will outperform the 460, the RX 460. Because again, the RX 460 is an RX 450. Because, you know, why would they even try to keep a continuation of what the numbers mean? They won't. And that's kind of mediocre. And this is kind of mediocre as well. So, I'm not crazy, right? I mean, this does seem to you a bit kind of crappy. A bit kind of mediocre, doesn't it? Well, to me it does. Especially since I was actually not ordered but asked to publish this. They probably wanted to frame it in a favorable light. Now, even though I'm not really sure how many people actually read this, because most people don't read stuff like this when I post it. But if they did, they would see mostly what I said in this video. It would actually be funny if the people at AMD saw it and then decided, oh no, they say something bad. Let's not send them cards anymore. Not that it would actually matter, because I don't actually get those cards. I work off site and it's not important. Well, that would be it. Now back to our regularly scheduled programs about probably how something you like is awful. See you next time. If you enjoyed this show, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Or, if you thought it was horrible, then share it with your enemies and make them suffer. We shall be your weapon of vengeance. But if you liked what you saw, you could, I don't know, maybe donate, because basically YouTube is horrible at revenue, by using the link in the description, or just buy my book. It's a fantasy book about, well, a lot of stuff. I guarantee it won't suck, and if it does suck, you can find me here and complain about it.